Okay, we're back, and we're going to go run around the Normandy now and talk to the crew.
Commander.
You said one of your ships had gone missing.
Crashed, actually. I couldn't speak in front of the Krogan. Our ship went down on Tuchanka. Now they're pinned by an advanced guard of Reapers scouting the planet.
What are your men doing there?
I'm sorry. That's classified. But it's vital they be rescued. They must complete their original mission. It's a matter of galactic peace.
I'll do what I can.
I appreciate your help and understanding.
Your men that crashed on Tuchanka, how many are there?
A platoon.
You said their mission was a matter of galactic peace. Why?
I'm sorry, Commander. As I said, it's highly classified.
Look, if you want me to put my ass on the line, I need answers.
I can't tell you. Please understand. The commander is Lieutenant Tarquin Victus. He'll be your contact.
Victus?
My son. I needed someone I could trust completely.
Well, that's interesting. I usually just skip that dialogue, and I find out it's Victus on the shuttle. Edie informs us, but now I know ahead of time.
The Solarian Dalatrass worries about what the Krogan will do once they're cured. How do you feel?
It won't matter if we don't stop the Reapers, but I understand her doubts. The moon you found me on? That's where we made our last stand against the Krogan during the rebellions. They were that relentless.
How did it turn out?
The Krogan started using asteroids as weapons, directing them against our colonies. We had no choice. The genophage was our last resort. So yes, Krogan intentions after this war will be a serious concern, but I'd rather have a grateful ally than a resentful enemy.
Reaching out to the Krogan for help must be difficult for you.
We can't allow the mistakes of our past to cloud the future. Your race and mine were once enemies. The first contact war, as you call it. I was there, dodging shells fired by your navy. But look at us now, standing in a ship of Turian human design, working together.
That's all.
Of course, Commander.
Now, if you don't talk to Rex or Reeve before doing the Rachni mission, the dialogue changes on the shuttle as well.
Shepard, you proved yourself a capable warrior on Surkesh. Our property has been returned to its rightful owner. You're halfway there.
You said one of your squads is missing?
We've heard some troubling rumors about the Rachni relay.
Rachni?
A few scouts went to check it out, but we lost contact. So I sent Arlek Company, my best squad, to investigate. They can meet you there. Given your history with the Rachni, I figured you'd want in on this.
I'll do what I can.
Well, let's hope it's enough.
What do you think the Krogan will do after the genophage is cured?
As the one who cured it, my word will be law over all the other clans. Then your council will remember why they feared the Krogan.
Sounds like you're looking for some payback.
My people have suffered a great injustice. To let the genophage go unpunished would show weakness. At the very least, the threat of revenge will ensure an accommodation is reached. Violence can be a useful tool, Commander.
What's the situation back on Tuchanka?
I got word that more Reaper forces arrived. They're planning something.
You almost sound excited.
Oh, I am. We're at our best against enemies everyone else fears. The Solarians are hiding. The Turians are begging for help. But Krogan, we're happy to let the Reapers in, so we can measure their heads for trophies before we kill them.
Cuttlefish don't really have heads. And what were you planning on doing with them? Headbutting them to death? I don't think that'll work.
Back on Surkesh, the female Krogan didn't seem to like you much.
It doesn't matter. I'm her clan leader, and she'll obey my word. Her immunity is an unexpected gift. It will force the other clans to accept Urdnot rule as supreme. Our offspring will outnumber theirs in no time.
How could there be trouble with Arachni? The last queen died years ago. They can't be back.
So you say.
Reeve, they're extinct.
Well, the scouts found something. Could be nothing. Or it might be another invasion. If it is the Arachni, they need to be stopped. And make sure you finish the job this time, Shepard.
Let's get back to work.
Yes, there's a lot to be done.
Reeve is such an asshole.
You think the Solarians would have a base on their homeworld secured better?
Nah, they were solid. Cerberus has Reaper tech. Compared to those upgrades, the Solarians might as well have been throwing rocks.
Commander, we've got new reports of Cerberus activity on Tuchanka. I've marked it on the galaxy map. Commander, nice to see you again.
How are you settling in, Trainer?
I actually feel somewhat useful. It's been challenging to integrate data feeds for the War Summit.
How are the systems holding?
Well, I'm glad we performed stress tests.
Specialist Trainer has been extremely helpful. The accuracy of our war room data is a direct result of her work.
Thank you, Edie. I'm still getting used to all of this. In the lab, we'd hoard everything, piles of tech everywhere. Out here, it's like living out of a shoebox.
Life on an active ship always feels crowded at first. You'll get used to it.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. I've got no problems getting cozy.
Is that a hint?
This is wonderful. Back in the lab, we had to hoard because we had no budget. Now, Edie, Ariake Tech uses a proprietary smart processing algorithm that could clean up our long-range data. Can we license it?
We can. Analyzing and applying the upgrade now. The algorithm should reduce long-range strategic combat data analysis time by 3%.
Impressive.
If it means getting the equipment I need, I can quite happily live out of a shoebox.
Okay, let's see what we got in the way of email. This is from Kirahi. He'll be there. And what's this? This is Farron, a very belated email letting me know about an upgrade that I got when I first got onto the Normandy. Let's check with those dudes up in the cockpit.
Krogan and the Turians really should get behind the Alliance. They've got so much in common, like shooting things and not wanting to die, and now that's about it. So, bringing the Krogan to a war summit went well? You want me to invite the Batarians too? Or the Vorcha?
I don't love the Krogan either, but we need shock troops that can stand against Reaper forces.
Yeah, they stood against the Arachni too. Look how that worked out.
Not too well for the Arachni.
Okay, point taken. Still, good to have Morden back. The bad guys shouldn't get the monopoly on mad scientists.
It is good you came by. I have questions about the genophage.
You and everyone else.
What do you need, Edie?
A Krogan female of breeding age can produce clutches of up to 1,000 fertilized eggs over the course of a year. There are over 1 billion females on Tuchanka. If even 1% become fully fertile, they can birth 10 billion infants.
On Earth, bugs have a lot of young too. Most of them die.
The attrition rate would naturally be high, but the state has an interest in keeping the children alive for warfare purposes.
Any other cheerful thoughts?
Logistics. Even were they to side with us, transporting the Krogan to the battlefields of Palaven could prove difficult. They have been demilitarized. That is, they have no warships.
What do you suggest?
They will need Turian or civilian starships to carry them to battle. With your permission, I will make the necessary calls to have these ships in place for when you deliver the Krogan.
Do it. Anything else?
Food. They will be unable to eat anything on Palaven. They must bring their own or rely on the nutrients in their humps.
This keeps getting better and better.
The Krogan will also require sedatives, since Krogan fight with others of their kind in enclosed spaces such as starships.
Make it happen. Are there any last things you're worried about?
Nothing that demands your attention, Shepard.
I love it. Comparing a sentient species to bugs. It's ridiculous. The authors, the writers here, have they don't have the slightest hint about biology and how it works. Jesus. It's annoying. It's totally annoying. You have 1,000 children a year, and yet at the end we get slides of Krogan with one child. We get a Krogan on Tuchanka talking about my son. The writers can't make up their mind about anything here. It's just horrible. Alright. Okay, anything else? Nope. Anything here? I think we'll go that way. Yeah, that sounds good. Anything we want to buy? Probably not. Nope. Nope. Yeah, let's get some more fish. Can't buy any more. Oh, I can buy more Metagel. Let's go ahead and get it. Looks good. And how much money we got? Let's upgrade that sniper rifle. I don't use it too often, but once in a while.
Everything okay with the shuttle?
Just double checking the inertia dampener coils. Can be twitchy in these UT-47s. But don't worry, this bird's been rock solid.
I always see you down here working your ass off. Ever take any downtime?
I get my sleep, Commander. Flying tired is nearly worse than flying drunk.
What about your waking hours? Any R&R?
I need to keep myself busy. Otherwise, well, too much time to think.
I appreciate your dedication, but I don't want to see you burn out.
I know my limits. I wouldn't take a chance with your life.
So before this war, you must have done something to relax.
Sure. I remember back when the Hawking was based out of Arcturus and I was just a fighter jock. There was this observation deck overlooking the main flight paths. You could watch every ship taxi in and out. When I was alone, I'd turn off the auditory emulators and just watch them drift by in silence.
You know, there are views like that on the Citadel. Next time we're there, you should take some shore leave. Clear your head.
I don't know. Maybe.
Take some time off on the Citadel, Steve. As a favor to me.
If you put it that way, how can I say no?
You can't.
Oh, just another dialogue I want to get from him.
Surkesh certainly offered me a new experience.
What do you mean?
Normally I'm not one to fly co-pilot, but when an 800-pound Krogan requests to take control of your shuttle, you comply.
Probably wise.
Wonder what the hell Cerberus was up to on Surkesh.
That it?
I hear we're headed to Tuchanka. Would love to see how things turn out. I'm just saying.
He wants to come on a mission with me. I might even take you on the Tuchanka one. Hey, dog. Hey. Hello, doggy. Doggy.
Good dog.
Shepard looks kind of funny running along here. Okay, let's check in here. Check in with Javik.
You're saying they survived into this cycle?
Yes. We called them Collectors. They fought for the Reapers. For a long time, no one knew they were Prothean.
And when did you realize?
Shepard had no choice but to kill the ones she encountered. They were all indoctrinated, and had been for a long time. I'm sorry.
I am grateful. It was an act of mercy.
Yes. I suppose it was.
Yeah, I hope things go well here. Sometimes I click on Javik and I get two different dialogues at the same time.
Did I mention Salarians used to lick their eyes? How far they have come. The Mordin Salarian asked if he could dissect me. I approved, but only if he could defeat me in combat first. His reply was problematic. Then he left. I do not understand that one. This Cerberus, I do not understand why your own kind would oppose you. They will bleed the same as everyone if the Reapers are not stopped. Krogan have always enjoyed a good fight. Some things never change. Yes?
Okay.
So, Gabby, have you seen Edie's new body?
Oh, I knew this was coming.
I just mean, it's an amazing work of engineering. Elastic titanium silicon polymers, ultra-light harmonic phased power cells.
Mm-hmm.
And if she ever accidentally walks into a wall, there's just so much padding.
Ugh, I knew it.
Wish I were a wall.
You pretty much are, Kenneth.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
You know what the commander did for us? The colony?
Yes. It was on a little thing called the news.
You think you can fly on this ship, sit next to us at chow time, and then broadcast something like that? That's traitorous.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
You know what the commander did
I'm
for
gonna
us?
support her.
The colony?
Stand down, yeoman. She's allowed to voice her opinion until I disallow it.
Aye, aye, Commander. But how does she get to say whatever she wants to the whole galaxy and there's no other side?
I'll be clear that the opinion expressed is just my own.
Well, okay. It's not great, but okay.
Okay, let's check in over here.
I can't imagine anything so traumatic. You sure you're okay, Karen?
I wouldn't wish a collector abduction on my worst enemy. But it's behind me now. I'm fine. But it makes me think of Earth and all the other Reaper-occupied worlds. What are the Reapers doing to the people who live on all those worlds? As we sit here, enjoying our coffee, How many souls are in agony this very moment? Millions? Billions? Oh, Greg. I lied. I'm not fine.
Everything okay in the medbay?
Yes, Morden would just like some space to work with Eve.
He kicked you out?
Oh no, I just felt I was getting in his way. I'll return when I'm needed.
Michelle has a funny line here about staying out of Morden's hair, horns, whatever those pointy things are called. I enjoy that line.
Hello, Commander.
Let's see, before we go in the med bay, let's see, who else? Everybody's where they're normally at. Let's see if Liara has anything to say.
A new notification is available on the private messages terminal.
This is her second Prothean note. Oh, what is this about? Oh, this is about how the Shadow Broker dropped off some supplies for these guys. And here's her second Prothean entry.
Good timing, Shepard. I had Glyph do a little digging on Reeve.
Anything useful?
Yes. Urdnot Reeve has commissioned more weapons of mass destruction than any other Krogan leader in known history.
Well, apparently he's well armed.
The majority of these arms have already been used in conflicts with other clans.
Or not.
Happily, Clan Urdnot retains stockpiles of conventional weapons and still present a formidable military force.
Check in with Garrus.
Shepard, they say female Krogan have a thing for guys with scars.
So I've heard.
I've got a few, myself. Here's hoping nobody's planning an arranged marriage to cement this deal. Though I have to say, I admire Eve. The things she must have endured living with the Genophage. And now, to top it all off, she's her people's last hope. Imagine the pressure. Takes real courage to face that. I hope we can measure up. I guess we're at war with Cerberus now, huh? I've never actually seen a female Krogan. Seems like they're the real brains on Tuchanka. Good to see Morden's still alive and kicking, and still finding new ways to cause trouble. Not right now.
Okay, at least he's not calibrating.
Aware Krogan females find scars attractive. Garrus loyal, reasonably intelligent, bit aggressive, almost like Krogan.
For the third time, Doctor, I'm not interested.
Ah, Shepard. We were just...
Step away from her. She doesn't belong to you.
Reed, it's okay.
Nothing's okay when Solarians are involved.
This one is different.
What are you doing?
Simple blood test. Should hurt less than gunfire from Cerberus troopers. Shepard, please. Distraction's counterproductive. Also affecting comfort of patient.
It was your inside source, Reeve. You can trust him.
I never even trusted my own mother. And now an archenemy is suddenly my people's best friend?
Far from it. Find you abrasive and unpleasant, personally. Will help your people, nevertheless.
But you're the one who improved the Genophage.
True, but if wanted your species dead, could have sterilized you. Bloodless, irreversible, easy. Must be terrifying to have problem you can't defeat with shotgun. Fortunate I'm here to help.
Just keep her alive.
Concern is touching. Don't forget, still need your tissue sample.
Better not hurt.
No promises. Now have work to do. Prefer females of the species. Maybe with an inhibitor. No. Entire catalyzing process would fail. Severe neurological damage. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Method to extract functional cure without killing you. Many variables. Your immune system compromised. Considering options.
And you have to do it out loud?
Yes. Auditory learner. Need to hear self think, simulate conversation to promote new ideas, maximize productivity.
But you're talking about me dying.
Oh, apologies. Medical details causing emotional distress. I hadn't considered effect on patient.
No, it just means I can't sleep.
Doing my best to keep you alive. Will avoid sensitive subjects.
I wanted to thank you for saving my life, Commander. Even if it was to serve your own ambitions.
Krogan have always put their ambitions first. I would think you'd respect that.
Perhaps. But how well has that arrogance worked for us?
I brought you all the way here and I still don't know your real name.
I surrendered it the day I became a shaman of the female clan. I belong to my sisters now.
I didn't realize the Krogan had female shamans.
Wisdom comes from pain, and the genophage has made us very wise. Rather than surrender to despair, a few of us chose to preserve the ancient ways. We safeguard our culture, our knowledge, our secrets. So when our children live again, the Krogan will flourish.
How were you initiated?
You're locked in a cave for 7 days with just enough food to last. On the 8th, you'll starve.
What does that prove?
Your resolve. Every acolyte is given a chance. You either claw your way out through the rock with your bare hands, or you die.
How did you make it out alive?
I started digging the wrong way. I was in complete darkness. Nothing other than my own heartbeat to sustain me.
What happened?
I found this. A simple crystal, but it became my chisel. Take it as a reminder, Commander. In the darkest hour, there is always a way out.
That's a brutal initiation.
But an illuminating one. You learn to appreciate the light by living in the dark.
What do you think of Reeve?
He worries me. Reeve has the makings of a tyrant. I see it in his eyes when he looks at me. I'm the key to realizing his ambitions. But you can't judge all Krogan by his actions. His brood brother Rex was more reasonable.
Years ago, Rex was part of my crew. I wish he'd been more reasonable with me.
I know. I've heard the stories. But I admired Rex for that. He was willing to die defending what he believed was the best hope for our people. Not just for himself. Rex may have been wrong at the time, but Reeve is wrong all of the time.
What will Reeve do with his power?
What does any tyrant do with power? In ancient times, the Krogan were once a mighty race. Not because we dreamed of war, but making a better future for our children. The genophage made us forget that. Reeve especially.
Yeah, that nuclear winter came along well before the genophage ever happened.
Do you think Reeve will want revenge for the genophage?
He's talked about it, but I think most females will resist.
How?
After we're cured, we'll refuse to have children. Reeve will need an army for revenge, but we're not going to watch a new generation finally born, only to face the slaughterhouse. It will be a civil war if Reeve tries. That may not stop him, though.
So, if you cure the genophage and you want to control the men, you'll stop having babies, which is what the genophage does. Okay. You know, trying to square a circle just doesn't work.
If you don't mind me asking, what's it been like living with the genophage?
I knew sisters who couldn't bear the shame of being infertile. They would wander off into the wastelands, hoping a thresher maw would kill them and end their torment.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Yes. After my first stillborn.
You mean your first 100? And how do you have a stillborn egg?
What kept you from ending your own life?
When my child didn't draw breath, that's when my life truly began. The genophage forces us to live on hope alone. There is nothing else. There is no reason to exist other than the hope that the next day will bring change. And if it doesn't, there is always the next.
The writing about Krogan reproduction and the genophage just pisses me off so bad. It's just so broken. You can't have stillborn eggs. They just don't hatch. If she had a clutch, it wouldn't have been a child. It would have been hundreds of children. Jesus Christ, BioWare.
How do you think things will change after the genophage is cured?
Our species will find its balance again. Females will help shape the future, like in the ancient days, before we were just pawns of power-hungry males.
Most seem hell-bent on shooting anything that looks at them wrong.
What else is there for them to do? Because of the genophage, they've become wandering killers, seeking targets to justify their existence, excuses to earn them honor.
I think women would have more power in this situation since there's so few fertile ones.
How'd you get involved in Malin's experiments?
The other females and I volunteered. We heard Malin was trying to cure the genophage for Clan Weirlock.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Rivalries are the invention of the males. Under their rule, Tuchanka has laid in ruins for over 1,000 years. It's time females took back our place in society and resurrected our future. Malin was our best hope.
I found Malin's lab. It looked like a dungeon. His experiments were brutal.
We learned that too late. He meant well, but his methods grew more barbaric as he went. We finally escaped into the rubble. Eventually, a Solarian team found us. They saved our lives. We were so sick.
Would you go to Malin again?
Absolutely. It only takes one candle to light a fire, and then the darkness is no more.
I'm sorry none of the other females survived.
I know. The youngest one, Kern, was the last to go. But she knew she would enter the void free of this curse, and then smile when she looked down upon the children of Tuchanka. Her spirit will be the midwife to my firstborn.
How's Morden been treating you?
Better than Krogan males do. He's not like a typical Solarian.
No. Organ redundancy results in new period before metaphase. Can't alter that. Damage to telomeres, premature aging.
He does that.
But I sense pain in him too. He told me about his work on the genophage. I should consider him an enemy. Yet I think seeing my sisters and I changed something in him.
Asari Borgia offspring have an allergy to dairy and...
Well, it wasn't his ear.
I think we got it all.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander. I'm glad to see humans treat their women with respect. Your people have placed a lot of responsibility on you.
No more than your people have put on you.
Then maybe we can show the men how it's done.
Deal.
Shepard, blood work complete. Indicates significant stress on Eve's system. Malin's data thorough. Fortunately detailed as well. Have used notes to improve her condition.
So we did the right thing by saving the data?
Indeed. Would be much harder to treat Eve without it. Maybe impossible.
And all those experiments we saw back on Tuchanka?
Monstrous, repulsive, but now with purpose. Victims didn't die for nothing.
So the end justifies the means?
Not my means.
But you're using the data, encouraging more experiments like Malin's.
Encouragement irrelevant. Will always be scientists willing to perform unethical tests. Can't change that. But can help Eve. Can cure genophage. Won't ignore data vital to her survival because of unethical origins.
Have you determined why she's immune?
Genophage targeted hormone production during pregnancy. Modification project used same modality. Her immunity, totally different. Targeted glands now obsolete, like human appendix. Other glands mutated to produce proper hormones, enable viable birth. Also explains her weakness. Gland substitution imperfect. Health trouble.
You think you can make this work for all Krogan?
Yes. We'll use Eve's tissue to produce mutagen, alter gland function across entire species. Must improve mutagen as well, tune hormone production. Long-term illness for all Krogan otherwise.
How's she doing?
No fever currently. Heart rate elevated, likely stress. Eating appropriately. Could use another blanket, something soft. Prefer to let her recover fully before synthesizing cure. My medical recommendation.
My people don't have time for that.
Her opinion, somewhat different.
You care about her.
My patient, my responsibility. Found her at STG base. 3 doctors injured trying to restrain her. Undid arm restraints. Didn't resist when she grabbed me. Promised to help her. She said, please.
You always defended your genophage work. What changed your mind?
Never change mind. Genophage proper decision at time. New circumstances necessitate course correction.
Those circumstances being?
Reaper invasion. Turians doomed without Krogan support. Krogan need unified threat, outlet for aggression. Cooperative symbiosis.
Nothing else. No personal stake here.
Getting old, Shepard. Not many years left, but still best candidate for project. Few Solarian scientists interested in genophage. None with my expertise. Had to be me.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Possibly. Stakes too high for inexperience. But not about them. My work. My job to put it right. To prove I can.
Nice talking with you, Morden.
Thank you, Shepard. Glad to be back.
You planning to stick around when this is over?
Until Reaper's dealt with, at least. Then, not sure. Have made impact on Galaxy. Genophage modification, genophage cure, work against collectors, decisions, mistakes. Might go somewhere sunny, sit on beach, look at ocean, collect seashells.
You go crazy inside an hour.
Might run tests on the seashells.
All right, well, we have talked to everybody now. So I think we will end this episode here, and I'll think about what to do next. I'm thinking we're going to do the Rachni situation next. Oh, and there was one other thing I wanted to do while I was in here in the medbay. Go back in there. I'm going to reset my powers, because I did a little thinking about overload, and I decided I wanted to, I'll get to that later. I decided I wanted to redo overload a little bit, so we'll reset Shepard's powers, and we will end this here, and we'll be back. And I think we're going to do the Rachni mission next, and then after that, Grissom Academy. So, until then, take it easy.